Start. What is up, everybody? King Solomon here. Some of you may know that we have a Hedera Hashgraph sponsorship for the Lighthouse Report, and we have a Hedera Corner that we're facilitating. We are interviewing multiple projects throughout the Hedera ecosystem and pretty much doing a 10-10-10 initiative, almost like an elevator pitch, 10 questions, 10 answers, hopefully in under 10 minutes. Today, I am super excited to have Patches, who is the CEO and founder of Turtle Moon and HGraph Punks, as well as HGraph IO. How's it going, Patches?
It is going well. How's it going with you?
Good, man. I'm going to hop right into it here. No pretense.
Let's do
it. First question. So you've got a minute to describe your crypto project or projects.
All right. HGraph Punks, our main NFT collection. We started that over a year ago now, and its entire purpose was to find the problems on Hedera that need to be fixed for a giant NFT collection like HGraph Punks to complete its goal of launching, staking, metaverse, etc. Over that time period, we have created open source minting tools that are free, desktop application, no code required, Mac, Linux, Windows. We helped facilitate the biggest holiday donation event where 65 plus artists on Hedera last December donated NFTs, and all of that money went to Abused Women and Children's Shelter. I'm really proud of just how the Hedera community comes together and how we could be a part of that as HGraph Punks and Patches. Then we tried to launch our first one on a platform we built, and it unfortunately crashed the wallet at that moment, which was Exact. And so we found out that we needed to build a verbose, secure launchpad. And so we created the Turtle Moon Launchpad from Turtle Moon, and that's in order to be able to launch HGraph Punks. We also have a farming platform that's live right now for our glitch punks, and we're rolling out more and more utility now that these foundational pillars are here. And our goal, again, create the tools and infrastructure that a giant NFT collection project like HGraph Punks needs to be successful, open source where we can, share information, and allow this piece of technology to be adopted by any creator who wants and has a vision to share with the community or the world.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. The second question is, why are you building in Web3?
I mean, this is lightning round. So Web2 is dumpster fire, and it targets people as products, and it does not bring utility or things that you need. It tries to sell you things that they need you to want. It's a very different paradigm. Web3 puts the power and control of anonymity and your privacy back into the holder of the user, and it allows you to engage in a space that is decentralized, so you don't have as much the freedom of information communication is much more widespread, and the ability to innovate in this space is exponential and untapped, especially in my view on Hedera, with the Hashgraph, the Hedera consensus service, the token service, EVM compatibility, the cheapest DLT, the carbon negative DLT. And it's just all of that innovation. If we can bring that to very creative, smart people who might not be tech savvy, we will have an unlocking of this new paradigm of communication globally that will allow the powers that be in the system that we live inside to not have control over how you can create, resonate, and build and grow by yourself. Thank you very much.
Who's your project's target audience and community right now?
I'll take that to Turtle Moon, and it's sure. The overlining broad stroke ethos is anybody who has a creative idea or wants to build something, and making that on-ramp simple, easily understood, a huge focus on user experience and making it easy for both users and creators. And just again, anyone who wants to engage in Web3, we want to have tools sitting here for you to cheaply, simply, quickly start engaging in Web3 and help grow the space in an exponential fashion that we expect it to.
All right, what differentiates your project or projects, obviously for you guys, from other Web3 projects right now, at least in your mind?
I think our focus on user experience is definitely our goal, and on scale. So Turtle Moon Launchpad, it's gone over several iterations. We just redid the entire architecture and launched Dead Pixels. That architecture stood the test and did not go down. There were some issues with just the wallet on that, but the idea is a simple user experience that is mass scalable, again, that can show the power of Hedera. And I think that's just uniquely what Turtlemoon tries to bring with our farming platforms, our DAO voting, all of the tools that we build. It's, it's from the lens of how easy it is for a user who doesn't know Web3 to interact, and how easy is it for a creator who might not be technical to create and resonate with that audience. And I think that's a very unique perspective that Turtlemoon brings.
Thank you very much. All right, what partnerships or collaborations have you guys made in this space so far?
We've done stuff with Lazy Superheroes. We had a Lazy Superhero Punk. That's actually that's my face, is a Lazy Superhero Punk. We've done collaborations with Doodles, and our biggest partnership is with Vicente from Vicizi, launching on Turtlemoon Launchpad, an amazing creator. And we're building out the Liftoff, which is a metaverse music venue. And we're working with Vicente, who is a LA producer, and getting bands that will perform live and live stream into a metaverse that is token gated, and start building out that ecosystem of API, of interactability, and kind of templatize and modularize. Whew, that's a word. Yeah, make some cool shit in the metaverse. So
yep.
with Vicente.
100%. All right, how many team members do you guys have? And maybe a little bit of a background on some of you guys.
Yeah, so HCraft Punks and Turtlemoon Command Center, there are 3 of us. Me, Patches, I've been a technologist for over 13 years, might be coming up on 15. I've been in the space, 7 years in UX, cloud architecture, front end, back end, senior full stack dev, was C-level at Ecom, a couple companies. So wealth of experience there. Renly is the CXO, so Chief Experience Officer, does a great job with community building, with the art for HCraft Punks, and a lot of organization project management. And then Ping is our business guy, always talking to lawyers and accountants. That's his entire life, because we are in the US and we're doing everything as legally as possible and with no real defined regulation. It makes his job very hard, but he does a great job at it. And it keeps us safe. And that's always our goal, is how do you do this in the US legally, and try to help also provide a roadmap for other projects to follow. Not legal advice, DYOR, talk to your own lawyers, but that's our hope, is that we can blaze a trail that others can look at as a guiding line.
100%. No, that's a great answer. Okay, describe any milestones and achievements that you guys have accomplished thus far.
Yeah. So HCraft Punks being the first big collection on Hedera, we were the first to do an airdrop, created an airdrop platform for our Coinized Punks. It was also the most minted NFTs on one token ID at the time with that airdrop. Again, the milestone of the charity auction, I think, is really, really big, where, that was the Lazy Superheroes Palace, and it was more of a milestone for the Hedera community. It's definitely not ours. It's the community's milestone, and it's impactful and meaningful. We also donated and sold one of our most cherished punks, the Glitch Punks. And after it sold, we donated 100% of that to Save the Children, which is another huge milestone for me. It was really great to, I think, $23,000 or $24,000 towards Save the Children. It feels really great to give back, and that's kind of the best part of Web3. We've not launched all of them. We have another drop coming up for 2048, but we have our Glitch Punks are farming on our farm platform that we built. And we also auctioned off our Vicizi Punk collab on an auction platform that we built. As the first auction only platform. Zeus has auctions, but this one is meant for hey, this is a moment. This is a big auction, and that went off really, really well on that platform. I'm just talking about punks, because if I don't know if I can do all of the.
Deep, yeah.
But yeah, there's still a lot more to come, and we've been building for the last year all of these foundational things, like how to talk to the mainnet, how to build these platforms, how do you launch Turtlemoon Launchpad, and now I'm really excited for the next year, where we build on top of those foundations, and this is where users and holders are going to see what we can now do and get that benefit. So I'm really excited to kind of flex what we've been building over the next couple months.
Awesome. Thank you, Patches. I think that kind of leads me into the next question here. Where do you see the project in 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, so we're not going anywhere. That's why we want to do everything legally, and make sure that we have accountants. We have a lot of different. I won't even go into it. We're doing everything right, as right as possible, so we can be here for a long time. In 3 to 5 years, I would love to see Hcraft Punks fully minted out and continually pushing what the liftoff is in that direction, and continually pushing new platforms and unique ways of interacting with NFTs on Hedera. Because again, we'll have these foundational pillars, we'll have our awesome collection out, and our holders will be able to experience, I think, innovation in the NFT space that you can't get on other platforms. Just like, as an example, Saucer Swap has the lowest and the fastest DEX I've ever experienced, and I think in existence in Web3, and it's because it's built on Hedera. So we hope to bring these new innovations to NFTs and ways to interact with NFTs to Hedera in the next 3 to 5 years.
Awesome, great. I'm going to move forward. So for anyone interested in learning more about your initiatives and your ecosystem that you're building out, what links do you recommend?
Yeah, we are going through some rebranding on some of our companies and solidifying that. Right now, turtlemoon.io is a great place to see what all we've been working on. It's not up to date, so there are a couple of projects not yet there. You could also go to hgraphpunks.com, and then hgraph.io is a API, GraphQL API for the mainnet that is the fastest and best to get aggregate data off the mainnet, to my understanding, on the network at this moment.
Yeah, and I should note, obviously within Genfinity, we have kind of the project showcase, at least, that is going to drive people towards links kind of nascently, even at the very lowest of the onboarding level within our platform as well. And Patches has agreed to let us showcase their project and drive people towards those initiatives as well. Last question, and this is a question that you're going to love, dude, because I know you love questions like this. When moon?
Turtle. We are, and our team has always been slow and steady to the moon.
Yeah.
We try not to, overhype and overpromise and underdeliver. We much would rather focus on building, focus on doing things as right as possible, and then launching those and having them in a solid state. So that's our goal, slow and steady. It takes a long time to build in Web3, especially when you're building foundational pillars of architecture, like what's the data on the mainnet? How do I get that? But it's slow and steady. And now that, again, all these pillars are here, and it's not hard to get data off the mainnet. We have all of these platforms that are easily spun up. We know how to talk to wallets. We have a Wallet Connect. I'm just very excited for where this takes us in the next 3 to 6 months. And I think a lot of holders and a lot of just people in Hedera are also gonna, see some cool stuff and be as excited as we are.
I appreciate it. I know running through those 10 questions, it's going to always be impossible to do those in 10 minutes, but I do like leaving it outside of those 10 questions at the end. Patches, if you have any sort of a heartstrings comment that you want to talk about, or what you would want to advise, the community, or if you want to leave with anything regarding any of your projects or ecosystems, I would love to hear kind of your clothing, your closing thought.
Yeah, just my broad stroke ethos is that we have an opportunity as developers, as community members, as people engaging with this space, to fundamentally shift and steer this in a direction that will help improve the quality of life for people all over the globe, through communications, through application, through decentralization. There is so much good we can do in the world that can cut out the people that won't allow that to happen for fiscal reasons, which is, I think, one of the main problems in the world. So we're at a inflection point. I'm extremely proud to be on the front line of Web3 and doing whatever I can to help push it forward. And I think as a collective community, we need to keep our eye on how do we make this technology grow and help the common man who at this moment on a global scale is sort of all things are stacked against, and how do we build our own mechanism of helping each other, improving each other's quality of life, and communicating without restriction.
Thank you very much. There you go, everybody. Patches, CEO and founder of Hgraph Punks, Hgraph.io, and Turtle Moon. Patches, as always, it is a pleasure. I'm sure this is not the last time that we'll be talking, and look forward to speaking with you soon, man.
Thanks so much for having me.